Let's do another one. Welcome back to NeoSoul Secrets, where we talk about one of the most popular tension chords that brings you back to your resolution, and how they do this in NeoSoul, how they do this in R&B, which can also be used in lo-fi. It's also used crazy in pop, and I've heard it even a little bit in country music and rock music. So this is one of the most popular tension chords in existence. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna give you all the keys to the kingdom right now. Some of you may have heard of my grip system, which is the system that I teach producers how to execute on harmony that's usually complex and hard to apply. But the grip system that I learned at University of Miami studying jazz makes it super easy. And I'm gonna give you guys one of my proprietary blends that makes this chord so much easier to execute on. So the chord is this chord. Look at that chord symbol. That looks crazy. A flat 7, sharp 9, sharp 5. Now, instead of you thinking whatever the sharp 9 is, whatever the sharp 5 is, whatever the dominant 7 is, that stuff can be confusing, especially if you know zero about theory or what you're doing. And then how you're gonna resolve this, where you're gonna resolve it, it can be a lot. But this, hopefully, makes it easier for you. So let's talk about the Lydian Grip, LYD for short. Don't let the fancy name confuse you. That's just the name and how it was taught to me, and the name works. So the Lydian Grip, what exactly is the Lydian Grip? The Lydian Grip is this 4-note shape right here, C, E, F sharp, and B. I highly recommend that you play along with me so that you can start getting this sauce under your fingers. Or if you can't play along with me right now, go ahead and finish watching the video and then join me when you get back at your studio. So C, E, F sharp, and B. You can also think of this as 1, 3, sharp 4, and 7. And I highly recommend that you think about it in this way, because that way you can take it into any key, and no matter what key you're playing in, what key you're composing in, what key your favorite song is in, you can play this and it's under your fingers. So that's our Lydian Grip. I want you to think about this as just one collection of notes. Much like if I'm looking at the state of Florida, and inside Florida I have Miami, I have Orlando, I have Tampa, and I have Tallahassee. When I think Florida, I don't think of all those individual cities. I know all of those cities are in there, but in my mind, they're all together and they comprise the state of Florida. So much in the same way, this is my grip. That is C, E, F sharp, and B, and I know that, but I just think about it as one collection of notes called the Lydian Grip. Train your brain to think about it that way. So how are we actually gonna use this? Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Lydian Grip, okay, and we're gonna play it from the 3rd over whatever the root note is that we're trying to play. So using this same example, let's say we wanted to play that A flat chord, right? So we have A flat here in this hand. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the 3rd of A flat by just counting the alphabet, A, B, C, okay? And then from C here, I'm gonna play my Lydian Grip. So I have C Lydian over A flat in the bass, boom. That gives me that chord. I now get that really fancy chord without having to think, dude, what's the sharp 9? What's the sharp 5? What's the dominant 7? Nothing. I get a nice A flat altered 7 chord by just playing that, and I can resolve this guy to D flat. So what if I wanted to play a D flat 7 altered chord, right? If I want that nice tension sound so I can go home, well, it's very simple. So I know it's gonna be something over D flat. So I'll have my left hand and I'll play D flat, and here I happen to be playing it in octaves. Now, how do I find the 3rd here? Well, it's very simple. I'll just follow the alphabet and I will count by 3, right? So A, B, C, D, E, F. There you go. 1, 2, 3, right? D, E, F. There's not much harder than that. And so what I'll do is I'll do 1, 3, sharp 4, and major 7. Now I know this may be a little bit confusing for you and how to exactly find this if you're a beginner. This is exactly what we go over inside my Piano for Producers program. I demonstrate for you all these grips and all the different keys so that there's no confusion. But a real quick tip, especially if you have a little bit of savviness already, to find the Lydian Grip really fast without the sharp 4 part being confusing, you can make just a regular F major 7 chord, or any major 7 chord for that matter, and you'll take the 5th and you'll drop it down by 1/2 step. And now we have the Lydian Grip. And you can see by itself, it sounds like really cool, right? So when I take this shape, F, A, P, E, and I put it over D flat, sounds so good. And then I can resolve that to F sharp, or I can resolve that to D flat. And what's really cool about this Lydian grip is like when you can think about it as just a shape and not necessarily, again, all this theory behind it, it becomes way easier to execute. Because watch this, I can play a Lydian grip right here in E flat. See how this kind of has the same sound to it? You see how it has this shape of like black key, 2 whites, skip over and there's a white? I can do it in D flat now. See how it has a very similar shape, right? Well, I'll do it in B flat. See how it has a very similar shape? So I get to start plugging and playing those, and I can already start getting some really, really cool vibes. So how can you start getting this sound under your fingers and start really, really getting used to it? Start writing songs with it. Start with those that I just showed you right here, right? So if you want to start with that A flat, again, I already told you it resolves to D flat, right? So here we're in the key of C sharp minor. So you can start coming up with chords right here in this key, right? Just something simple. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to do anything complex. And you can start coming up with some really cool stuff. There's so many R&B songs that literally start like that, like right? I'm sure you've heard this sound before. That's how you can start getting used to this vibe, by just starting to write with it. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It helps the channel way more than you know, and that way you can start getting videos like this on a regular basis. And if you want a deeper dive into everything soulful piano, check out the Piano for Producers community with all the links in the description below. My name is Bruce Beats. See you on the next one. Peace.